I'm the Kid, and I'm here to tell you my story of how my second life unfolds. It begins as to where as I wake up dazed and confused, not really knowing what the hell happened, thinking is it all a dream? And then I remember I did get shot in the head. So all these questions are running through my mind right now. Who revived me? Or what force of nature in their right mind would attempt to bring me back to life? I also question that, you know, how long have I been dead? And I also question, why is my car so goddamn destroyed? I also find out in that moment that, yeah, the car does not have any gas. The car is literally destroyed. So, I run up the street and I try to find something of my own. Something worth taking. After finding something suitable, which was this bike at the time, I decided to take a little trip up to where I used to go all the time, which was the crew base. Now, I know what you're thinking. What the hell am I doing? I am so enraged right now, and I have so many questions. But all I wanted to do in that moment was get revenge. So, that's what I decided to do. Now, whether or not anybody's here or not, that I thought, I just wanted this boss dead. After all, he was the one who organized to have me killed in the first place. Right? Eye for an eye. I'm also thinking to myself in this moment, well, doesn't look like there's anybody here. When I was with these guys, there was a whole crew of us. But, I don't know. I guess I just didn't care at that point. All I wanted to do was take everybody down in this crew. It didn't matter if I had another crew with me. I didn't care if I wanted to do it alone or not. I wasn't thinking back then. I also got rid of any left behind evidence that the boss and the crew may have left behind. And then, after discovering that nobody was here, I decided to go back to the city and ask around to see if I can find them. After asking around the city for several hours, I finally came across these two guys, and they were actually pretty helpful. They gave me the address and the times of when the crew gets back at this location. Now, unfortunately, they wanted me dead because they were two different people. Obviously, I've never seen them before, but apparently I was out for a very, very long time. Now, nobody ever goes down to that old base anymore because it's old, decrepit, and, it's just falling apart. So I was just left there. No idea why my corpse didn't, decompose. I have no idea. But these guys kinda pissed me off, and I blacked out. And as a result, I kinda beat them pretty badly. And because these guys were a part of their crew as well. And when I was heading over to the place, it started raining. And then it turned into a real bad storm. But I didn't take this lightly and decided to go a different day. Hell no. I was still enraged and really, really eager to get revenge on these fuckers. So, I decided to take this storm as a good thing and try to blend the sound in with their place of work, or whatever the the fuck crews do these days. They've been out dead for a couple of years now. So at this moment I'm like, why isn't anybody here? Came here at the right time. This is the right location. Maybe they're out somewhere, I thought. But that doesn't explain the fact that there's no weapons, there's no vehicles, there's nothing here. Then I decided that it was time to do a little bit more digging around and see if I can actually find somebody who's willing to help me. As it turns out, the last persons that I asked, they saw everything on the news, but each and every one of them were killed because they had talked about this with me before. At least my old crew boss did anyway. They got killed because they were pulling off one big final score. They killed a lot of innocent people that day. So I've heard. Well, the only thing left to do now is move on. It's unfortunate. Yes, I know I wanted revenge, but goddamn, kind of relieved. So after finally deciding on what I wanted to do, I wanted to pretty much do the same thing, but on my own. I kept a few contacts, and only a couple of them were still alive, one that I trusted. So I decided to start taking jobs from him. Jobs such as robbing a store and killing the guy. And what's nice about these contracts is that I get to keep all of the money, as opposed to where the other crew that I was with, well, let's just say that every time I'd rob a store, I'd only get to keep 20%. Obviously because you gotta split up all the money between every single person. But still, it was finally nice to be working alone again. Some other contracts that I was offered were ones such as taking out moving targets, taking out stationary targets, blowing up a series of cars, and also stealing and racing and boosting cars. Now, fortunately for me, I won enough races that I actually got to keep this car. After getting back in the game, I decided that, hey, I don't want to look like I just got out of prison again. So, with all this extra money that I have now that I've been doing jobs again, I decided to change my appearance.
Welcome to Suburban. Hasta luego.
I also decided to change my haircut as well.
Ready for a trip?
Since I've now changed my appearance, there's something you should know. This is where I've met my best friend. We met when I was doing a ski-doo race. We became such good friends that I told my boss about this. And he seemed to like him as well, so we started doing jobs together.
La marabunta.
This job, in particular, was the last job that me and my best friend did together. We had always said that if one of us got killed, we would stop doing jobs that could potentially put our lives at risk. We would give up the life of crime and just do a normal job and live happy lives.
Get the fuck out of here. Finally! Come on, rush that waffle. Son of a bitch.
I just couldn't do it.
And collective urban farms. Braxton recently returned from a trip to Antarctica on his private jumbo jet, where he'd been to accept an environmental award. Some critics say that Hunter is also the caped superhero Impotent Rage because they look exactly alike and have the same voice, and Impotent Rage tends to show up right after Mr. Hunter quietly sneaks out. He has emphatically denied they are the same person. A hero of the liberal media. Others say Hunter is a rich, entitled asshole with
I can't fucking do this anymore.